Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl, Princess Leah 88. This is our daily divine messages from Spirit for our weekday wisdom. I hope you're doing all right. I hope you had a fun and safe 4th of July for those who celebrated in the United States of America. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm going to tune into, as I do my best to do my part, to understand how to, and the process of, and the journey of, toward conscious love. And we're going to tap into our heart chakra to see what kind of messages come through from Spirit, Gracious, Omnipresent, Divine, to the cards here, from tarot to oracles, moonology, to the 4 agreements, and see if there's any messages that can just kind of give us some answers or guidance in what it is that we are moving through this week. This week, we will be entering, we have our 7-7 portal tomorrow, and that kind of opens up for the Lionsgate portal that will be starting on the 25th. And this energy is a lot. We got a lot going on, astrologically speaking, but I'm not going to get into it today. Spirit's telling me to just guide you to any of my favorite astrologers, Molly McCord, K Moon Astro, or Bahati Life. If you want to know the more elaborate, says they are more of the astrology experts. I am more of the astrology enthusiast, but today I'm feeling called more to just staying with the cards and tuning into our heart frequency. If you're a returning family and friend, welcome back, beloved. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support as always. If you haven't already done so on your way in or out, make sure you hit that like button if any of this resonates. And if you're not already a part of my Vibe Tribe, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can know whenever I do go live. So let's go ahead and start with this heart chakra, shall we? You can place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and see what kind of messages come through to you. And I'll see what kind of messages come through to me in this heart frequency. I'm hearing have gentle grace with yourself, with your beloveds, with others. We are not going to get everything perfect, but we can't get it wrong because we're constantly learning and expanding and unfolding. And the more we understand and learn the things we don't want, the more we understand and learn the things we do want, which thus causes more expansion to experience in this earth plane, in this earth life, earth school, as we are constantly learning love, constantly unfolding the truth of behind in love. The road to conscious love is not an overnight journey. It takes a lot of unlearning the false loves, the conditional love, the codependent love, the transactional love. It takes a lot of shifting and reshaping and rewiring from disempowering beliefs into self-confidence and worthiness and trust in the gracious, omnipresent, divine love. And we will have moments where we fall back and experience and the familiar old patterns, and the more we expand, the more we experience being more in alignment with our true, authentic, healthiest self, the heavier it feels, the louder it sounds, and the more noticeable it becomes when we get out of alignment and go back to fall back into an old pattern or hear an old agreement that we no longer resonate with, or we feel familiar unwanted beliefs coming through. And the best that we can do is give ourselves gentle grace. The best we can do is to forgive ourselves. The best we can do is to do the next right thing and moving back into alignment, taking the next step towards love. That's conscious love. Consciously choosing to stay in alignment with source energy, because we are a direct reflection embodiment of source energy, a direct extension of source energy. But we get pinched off from time to time from distractions or other people's rules or beliefs or their own out of alignment. And we can pull other people out of their alignment with our own. And so we are constantly still coming in and out. And that contrast isn't bad, right? Because you can't get it wrong. The more you continue to learn more about yourself, the more you continue to learn about your relationship, your partner, your friends, your job, this collective, your children, your parents, it becomes less about perfectionism. It becomes less about trying to get it right and more about experiencing the journey as is, surrendering when you recognize that it was not your healthiest or best moment. And whether people forgive you or not, that's up to them. But have grace and be gentle with yourself. You are allowed to learn. You're allowed to grow. You're allowed to not always be perfect. So you're allowed, you as who you are, the true authentic inner being to the core is perfect. Or when we forget, when we try to be something else that we're not, when we try to be whoever everyone else wants us to be or who we think we need to be, when we identify with false egos appearing real, when we attach onto codependency and try to measure our value based on other people's acceptance of us, that's when we feel icky and have the low frequency emotions of anger and rage and depression and despair and powerlessness, blame, resentment, guilt, shame. So I just keep hearing Spirit say, give yourself gentle grace this week, today, beloved. You're okay. Everything is okay, and everything will be okay. Irie and be in faith. Thank you, Spirit. I'm seeing the bottom of this Four Agreements card calling to me. You are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. You were born with the right to be happy, to love, and to share your love. Just to be, to take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters. I'm hearing that the Taurus, the Chiron and Taurus, beautiful. The Chiron and Taurus transition is big. It's still moving. And as we are in this time, we are healing the wounds of our worthiness, the wounds of our abundance, the wounds around lack and scarcity. And we're learning how to trust in the abundance that is our birthright, but trust in the limitless, infinite being that we are. Don Miguel Ruiz shows up here at the bottom of the deck with a letter. He says, "Dear friends, I've written these cards to offer you a simple yet powerful code of conduct for attaining personal freedom and true happiness." These 12 corresponding cards to each of the four agreements. Number 1, be impeccable with your word. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Number 3, don't make assumptions. Number 4, always do your best. These cards will help you transform your life as you recover the awareness and wisdom of your authentic self. With love, Don Miguel Ruiz. Thank you. I feel like we needed to read that and understand why these cards are so important and how this can be such a major shift in our life. We have both. We have two of these cards that are the last agreement of always do your best. I think these cards came out, I believe, in last week's weekly wisdom. So maybe there's some additional messages. You want to look back and check the Daily Divine Messages playlist. But we have express your own divinity, however you want to call it. And we also have do your best because you want to. So you do your best when you are enjoying the action or doing it in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it. Not because you're trying to please the judge, and not because you're trying to please other people. And I'm hearing this of, this is where the force and the offering versus the, give and take, offer and receive. Like instead of give and take, the offer and receive. It's the same concept, but it's a different energy behind it, because offer and receive is here comes Mr. Grandma Tony Popsicle saying hello. Offer and receive is a more, less resistant. It's less forceful. Mr. Grandma Tony Popsicle's right here with us. This is someone's grandmother energy that wants to say hello. He is very, very intuitive, and I always tune into grandma energy. And so someone's grandma is here also to help you. And we're going to read this: Express Your Own Divinity. You do not need the acceptance of others. You don't need the knowledge. You don't need knowledge or great philosophical concepts. You have the right to be you. And you express your own divinity by being alive and by loving yourself and others. And that's where that energy of trust in the divine, gracious, omnipresent divine. He's right here on our and it's interesting that he's right, that this Tony Popsicle's right here in the middle of the place, and he is not wanting to move. So there is a grandmother energy that is right with you, an earth angel spirit guide that is right here, is not moving, is very loudly calling you to hear it, to listen to it. So if you've been feeling a nudge, if you've been feeling called back to someone who might be an earth angel, doesn't necessarily have to be a grandmother, but this is strongly someone's grandmother energy. They are not moving until you hear them. And they'll keep being here. So even his tail is in the, he still wants to be here. They are still here with you, whether you see them or not. They're asking for something from you. They're asking for you to listen, to hear. They're asking for you. This could be Libra energy. Justice is wanting to come out. The balancing of the scales, fairness. That's where that reciprocity of offering and receiving, giving more than taking, giving grace, giving benefit of the doubt, giving hope, giving peace with the Seven of Cups. The battle is done, is won. The sword is down. There's no need for defense. There's no need for defense. And I'm hearing for those who are in constant survival mode or have felt like they've been in constant fight or flight, the scales are balancing. Mercy is being had. That's why Spirit is asking for gentle grace this week. Because you don't have to defend yourself any longer. You don't have to. Look how this just landed directly, perfectly on the 4 agreements of always do your best. And do your best because you want to, and express your divinity. Water the overflow. Overflow. Do your best because you want to let the love of your soul, of God, Jah, Allah, Source, however you want to call it, infinitely, the infinite source of divinity, flow into you, overflowing with so much abundance, the Seven of Cups, so many options and opportunities, so much that is available to you. You do not have to fight for it anymore. The justice is coming to balance itself. You don't have to be afraid anymore. You don't have to justify, is what I'm also hearing, anymore. And when you do your best because you want to, when you express your own divinity, you let that source energy flow, overflow into your cup, into the other cups around you. This could be your children, your lover, your parents, your family, your friends, your job, overflowing into these cups because you are an infinite being. And yes, this card also is the card of constant rebirth, constant expansion. And I saw radical expansion earlier, constant ego deaths, mini deaths, and many rebirths as you are learning about yourself, as you are continuing to let the battles be fought on your behalf from your earth angels, by spirit, by gracious, omnipresent, divine, as you choose to express your true, authentic self because you want to. And I'm hearing a really personal message here of not forcing other people to do things that they don't want to, honoring their no's, honoring your own no, doing things for others because you want to, offering love because you want to, not because you feel obligated to, receiving love because you want to, not because you're afraid of lack or scarcity of not having enough. And this goes back to wanting to be with people, not because you want to, not because you need to, right? Wanting, not because you need them, wanting them. So this is where all of this doing your best, you're learning this. Doing your best doesn't mean being perfect. The new blueprints here coming out. Doing your best means you are constantly learning, unfolding, expanding. It is not about being perfect right now. You are creating new blueprints, new frequencies in your own cellular database, in your own personal body and story and life. You are creating a new blueprint of the way you want to show up in this, in your world, in your relationship. And yes, there's a lot of past injusticeness that is coming to an end. So expect powerful change. This also came out last week, or maybe over the weekend. I think it was last week. So might need to go back and listen to this message from last week, because there's some similar messages, and maybe there are additional, but if you feel called to it, your hard work is paying off. The hard work of learning yourself, the hard work of constantly renewing and rebirthing yourself, the hard work of honestly putting the sword down and just letting yourself be safe in the arms of the gracious, omnipresent, divine, allowing yourself to receive love because you are safe now. Allowing yourself to express your divinity because you are safe to do so. You may not have felt that way in the past, but justice is here because now you are safe. You have now rebirthed into another infinite being where you are overflowing, letting that beauty and beautiful you be recreated in this new blueprint as you intend. This is your story. This is your life experience that you get to choose how to build and create. The numbers 49, 12, and 38 might be significant numbers. Reducing to 4, 3, and 2. 2, 3, 4. As well as 11 or 13. So if any of these, again, 11, 12, 13, so these These are steps that are being taken. And that's what this journey is about. And that's why Spirit is out here saying, give yourself gentle grace this week. Because you are taking steps. And those steps, that hard work of taking these step by step, day by day, moment by moment, mistake by mistake, understanding by understanding, one day at a time. One with grace, with mercy, with compassion for yourself and others. It's okay. You're learning. You're creating new blueprints, and it's going to be unfamiliar and a little awkward and a little uncomfortable at times. You're trying to show up as a new being, as a new person, and it's gonna, there's some getting used to for others as well as they're learning the new you, and for yourself as you are confidently stepping into this new version of you of conscious love. So I hope this message helps. I trust that this will reach the right people who need to hear it. And if it resonates with you, hit that like button. It always is helpful for my itty bitty vibe tribe to know how to find it. And it lets me know that this is reaching someone who needs to hear it. And like I said before, if you're not already subscribed and you want to be a part of the mission here to do the best we can, to do our part to heal the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine through conscious love, understanding this road to conscious love together, definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know whenever I go live. And until next time, my beautiful beloveds, I will see you in the next moon. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.